All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. And today, or what it is day or night, you may hear this message. Is when you're going to hear something you may have never heard before. But it's time. It's time to bring the people this back to the understanding of not just our roots, but also where we are at today. To understand it at the greatest level of where we are today. All right, so we're going to go to Jeremiah 16:13. 16:13. All right, Jeremiah 16:13.
Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show your favor.
Wow, so you're not going to show favor in this land that we're going to. So where we at right now, let's see if that's the land or not. And if you can confirm this through these scriptures, I want, when you watch this video, to give me a thumbs up. Let's continue. All right, 2 Kings 17:22 through 23. Go ahead, continue.
For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day.
Wow. And to that day. Understand when they say this day in time of scripture, it's talking about that day that this was ruled. So understand, and this time right here, we're talking about the time of Jeroboam being king. And what was the big three sins with Jeroboam? We had the justice, we have idolatry, also we have sexuality laws that being broken with inside this time, which was wrong. So one thing when we say justice, when justice is not fully done, when people not being treated right and fair and just, and what percent is considered to be holy as hope. So let's continue with We're gonna go to Second Ezra 13:40 through 50. Or hold on. We're gonna go 40. Yeah, I'll start there on verse 40.
These are the 10 tribes of Israel who were taken away into captivity in the time of King Hoshea. King Shalmaneser of Assyria captured them and deported them to foreign land east of the Euphrates River. But the 10 tribes decided not to stay in that land among the many Gentiles. So they moved farther east to a country where no human beings had ever lived before.
Verse 2 right here.
There they hoped to keep their laws, which they had failed to keep in their own country.
Yeah.
When they had to make the difficult passage across Euphrates, God Most High performed miracles for them and blocked the channels of the river until they had crossed over. Their long journey through that region, which is named Osiris, took 1.5 years.
Okay. Understand. Arthur is a land that they actually end up going to. It took them 1.5 years to cross over to that land. So the understanding is now what we have is where they had actually been taken captive, and not only had they been taken captive, but they end up going to get sent to the land of Assyria, and the king Shemyaza of Assyria ended up deporting them. And when he deported them to a foreign land east of the Euphrates River. Now they decided not to stay in the Euphrates River or Assyria, and they end up going that way. So what happened was they end up with the Gentiles, and this time Gentiles wasn't took on yet, and this time as being righteous in any way. So now what they was looking to do when they went to these lands was keep the laws that was given to them. That's what they looked to do, was keep the laws that was given to them. But now they end up going there, and it was so profound and so great that they journey that the Most High decided that He gonna make sure that the channels is blocked so they can be able to cross over to that land. Now, we're going to go into details to understand this land even more. Now, if they go into a land that says that, for one, it was a land that no man had never lived. If you could go back to the scriptures, it said no man had ever resided and never lived there. It's a land that their fathers or forefathers never been to. So we talking about a land at this time that nobody been to. Now, this land is now called, what this land is called? It is Ozareth is the land. Its name is what the land is named. Now, let's go to the Jewish Encyclopedia. Jewish Encyclopedia, Ozareth it says, the name of the land belonging, it said beyond the great river, which it spoke of. It says, the name of the land beyond the great river. It says, far away from habitation of man. It says, in which the 10 tribes of Israel dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration. It says according to 5, it says Columbus identified as America, which is the land. So Ozareth is America. That's where the land was at. Now we wonder how and who done traveled to the land, and we don't understand who it is. But now the scripture tells us this is not called America. That's what this showed us. It said that great land beyond the great waters, well, they did not say great waters, is what? Ozareth. So we call it America, but scripture calls it another thing. And scripture backed this up. So the thing about it is, this is where things change just a little bit to where we can see that we may need to think about what happened. We come to do one thing, but another thing was done. That's why he says they went to that other land and they served other gods. Eventually they went to that land, they served other gods. They didn't serve, they went to do the right thing, but they didn't do it. They started serving other gods. That's when Chris Columbus ended up coming over, and he ended up seeing a lot of different people. Say it's a book you can look up. It says The Quest for the 10 Tribes of Israel. Read it. Understand that it was actually a quest that Chris Columbus went on for the 10 tribes of Israel, looking for them. Because at one point in time, they seen these scriptures. What I'm explaining to you today. Many seen these scriptures already and understanding of this. Now I'm gonna go to another thing to where we can know where we at today even more, and some things we even have to come out of. And the curses that came while going to this land. If many people don't know about the curses, I say read Deuteronomy 28, 43 through 45. And right here, Deuteronomy 28, can you read this for us?
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
We got white folks today, people in high places today. It says now you came to this land, which is Ozareth, which scripture says you done came to this land, and what happened? You're not the lender and you're the borrower. And you can look at many areas where it says they're going to be in high places, you're going to be in the low. See, because this they at a greater value of state. And then it has a scripture, and we go to the scripture of Job. I can read this. Job 9:24. It says, Job 9:24 speaks to us, and this is what it says. It says the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. It says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. It said, let me tell you what he did. It says he covered the face of the judges thereof. It says, if not, where and who is he? So understanding this right here, he had to cover the judges of the wicked because they would condemn the wicked and then they wouldn't rise. But he had to cover their face so they wouldn't be condemned and they will rise. Because if they was condemned, guess what happens? That means they wouldn't be able to prosper upon the land. So he had to cover the faces of the judges. so they won't be so they can rise above you. And now, guess what? They the lender. It changed around because of your wicked ways. And what he said the problem was, if we go to the problem here, if we go to the last verse of the problem here and really look at it, the problem is we got Deuteronomy 28, 43. We go to 45, and it says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, it says, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Adonai, thy El, to keep his commands and statutes. Hold on. The problem was, you ain't keep his commandments and statutes what he was giving you. And that's why, what it say happened here? It says, can read right here, 44.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
That's what happens. Why? We done got to this land. This land they spoke of, and that's what happened. We didn't hearken to the voice. And guess what? We didn't keep the commandments or the statutes that was given to our forefathers inside the land we was first promised. And now we done went to another land to do the same. And he helped us along the journey to get here. How we got here? Many say, well, we came on slave boats, came on this. Yes, along the way, and we're going to go into that also. It says that, see, some also went off on slave ships and pushed to the four corners of the earth. Yes. Some also, see, and we can't find nobody inside this world that went on slave boats anywhere to be put back into slavery for 400 years. We must understand that. Who the only people we know that went to slavery for 400 years? I'm going to be honest with you. No one of pale skin. No, because see, this is the thing. They wouldn't be able to take the slavery that we took. They wouldn't be able to take the things we took. For one, it would change their anatomy. This is what I'm saying, is change their anatomy. See, a lot of the stress and hormones being released through the people of their actions that they have is taken upon the earth. It's different, because even down to the children, now they're becoming like they look like thugs. They hold their pants down low. They look like they done ran through and broken down. They're being destroyed and ran over, but it's because of slavery mentalities. It's the frustration in the blood of how the fathers were treated and the fathers' fathers were treated. But what have you done? You didn't hearken to the voice. This was spoken. Read the whole Deuteronomy 28. What's supposed to happen to your children, your offspring, including your kids being raped. When you look at this, look at the nation, the way you're supposed to be treated. And then we go to Deuteronomy. I like to go to another scripture to read also, Deuteronomy 28, and read down to the 68th verse. It says you're going to end up, man, it's Deuteronomy 28:60. It says what I speak of is that you end up trying to sell yourself, and no one will be able to buy you. No one will buy you. Not just be able to buy you, but no one will buy you. That means that it comes a time that you'll be looking for jobs, and the black man will always say, what? I can't find no job. It was great among us at once. Everything that been the prophecies of what's going to happen to us have happened. And that happened to no one. Like a secular group of community, of people. So now we're asking people to come out. Come out. Hearken to the voice. All that is right, period. The laws, the statutes, the commandments. We're going to read 2 Chronicles to end this. 2 Chronicles 6:37 through 39.
Yet if they bethink themselves in the land whither they are carried captive, and turn and pray unto thee in the land of their captivity, saying, we have sinned, we have done amiss, and have dealt wickedly. If they return to thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their captivity, whither they have carried them captives, and pray toward their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, and toward the city which thou hast chosen, and toward the house which I have built for thy name, then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, their prayer and their supplication, and maintain their cause, and forgive thy people which have sinned against thee.
Hold on. So now we asking you to turn, make a turn. Now, in this thing where it says pray to the land of your forefathers. Face the land of your forefathers. And pray to the best of your ability. The scripture says this. Some people are like, oh, he looked crazy, he looked strange, but I'm doing it out of obedience. It's a song that says, obedience is what I'm on. Out of obedience is what he's telling us to do. They don't knock twice, knock once. We got to be exact to what we can see. And we be exact, that's how we overcome. That's the problem. Let's not add to this or take away from it. But eat just what it says. It's just not plain of a message in any way. Where are we at? This is not America. We see what it is today now. We understand where America comes from. America has an EIN number. America is a business. But this here is greater than a business. This is better than EIN. This here is destiny for us. We come to this land, and listen, and how this land was okayed and given to us is that he blocked the channels so we can walk through the water and get to this land. Just as if he was exiting Egypt at one time. Understand. Let's grow. Let's become great. And let's be obedient. Thank you.